since making the switch from Bournemouth in January. And of course, the stars of this Colombian team, not least Luis Diaz, who himself has been really tearing up trees in the Bundesliga alongside England's Harry Kane at Bayern Munich. The talk over, the narrative set, and it's Colombia again on the front foot with the ball on the left-hand side, and here is Luis Diaz. Across comes Marvin Senaya, and that'll be a throw-in for Colombia down that left-hand side. Referee tonight, the French official, deeply experienced Clément Turpin, assisted by Nicolas Danos and Benjamin Paget. VAR tonight, Jérôme Brissard. And here are Colombia with the ball on the left-hand side with John Arias. Work back to Mojica. Now John Lukumi it is. Into midfield for Jefferson Lerma. Those two Crystal Palace players. Both of them were asked about their connection to Jordan Ayew. Daniel Munoz in his pre-match press conference highlighted that connection with Ayew, said that he played with both Daniel Munoz and Jefferson Lerma. Did Jordan Ayew during his time at Crystal Palace and really enjoyed his time with them. Referred to them as good guys, top guys and good friends. It's a fascinating in-game dynamic. It's been a disappointing season for Jordan Ayew. Relegated for the 6th time in his professional career, this time with Leicester City, who will play League One football for the first time in quite a while. Here's James Rodriguez on the right-hand side. That's infield to Gustavo Puerta. Now Davinson Sanchez to Lukumi, back to Sanchez in the centre circle, options in front of him. It's not more what we expected from Ghana. All 11 behind the ball, step forward into the penalty area. Daniel Munoz tried to take it off the toe of John Cordoba. It's a good hold-up play there in the Ghana penalty area by Jerome Opoku. And Semenyo bursts away and wins the free kick for the Black Stars. You can see Cordoba wasn't happy with Munoz trying to run onto it. He's a man of immense strength, John Cordoba. Here's Derek Lucassen. Spun round the corner. Too much on the pass towards Marvin Senaya. Trying to let a play for a goal kick. Some names of old, of Colombia's glory years in this squad of this tournament in the United States, Mexico and Canada. It is a sea of yellow in this open-air bowl in Kansas City this evening. Estimated that over 500,000 Colombians, and maybe more, have made the United States of America their home. And they've really turned out here. They have one of the most vociferous and supportive fan bases across the entire tournament. They bring the party atmosphere everywhere they go. Here's Lukumi to Davinson Sanchez. And there's Rodriguez getting back alongside the defenders for the moment. Lukumi looking for Daniel Munoz. Really is a tireless presence on that right-hand side. 2 goals already in the tournament, and goals of great quality. That bounces away from Ayew. Brought forward by Jefferson Lerma. And John Cordoba has just gone hobbling away. Feeling at his groin there, and this might be something that forces Néstor Lorenzo into an early change. Not a change he wanted to make either. Big old handful of Jerome Opoku's shirt. He's not wearing much now, the Ghana centre-back, and John Cordoba is just taken to the turf. He's on his back as Ghana come forward, lifted towards the back post. Jordan Ayew trying to get on the end of the deep cross, far too deep really, and a bounce off his boot, and out of play for a throw-in, and now an opportunity for Colombia maybe to get some treatment on the pitch for John Cordoba. We just tried to hobble away, pull away from Opoku as he pulled his shirt, and in the process he seems to have pulled something in his groin there. That's a huge loss. He was so effective against Portugal in their final group game. They were so unfortunate not to win that as well. And it looks like we're going to see an early change here. I suspect it'll be Luis Suarez, the Sporting Lisbon attacker, who came on after an hour against Portugal. He's had an outstanding first season in Portugal, 38 goals in all competitions. This time last year he's come off the back of an injury that really affected his mental health, and it's Cordoba that's hobbling towards the sidelines, and it is Suarez who's quickly getting himself prepared to come on. Well, you really have to feel for John Cordoba, unable to complete 7 minutes. He plays his football in Russia for Krasnodar. Hobbles off. His father, Manuel Asisclo, scored 3 times in 15 appearances. That might be the end of his tournament, you never know. The prize for the winners of this game tonight is a round of 16 clash with Switzerland. And looking further forward into the tournament, they could face Argentina in the quarter-finals if they do get that far. Here is Suarez. Diaz on the left-hand side. Down the outside of Senaya, who blocks him off. Luis Diaz goes to ground, looks at the referee, Clement Turpin, who just shakes his head. No penalty for Colombia there. But they've still got the ball. It's Luis Diaz in possession. And the referee's noticed Ghana player down, and play is stopped. Much of the frustration of the Colombian players who surround the referee. It's Senaya. Might be that left leg who just drags. Luis Diaz is certainly looking for it. Second look. You can understand why Luis Diaz goes to ground. He is held by Marvin Senaya. The problem is the theatricality with which Luis Diaz hits the deck. And as Senaya went to move away, he just immediately fell to that right hamstring. It could be a Ghana change. 2 changes in quick succession for either side, it seems, in the opening few minutes, and a game which is full of drama already. Immediately felt that hamstring. And he's not going to be able to continue. He's been superb for Ghana at this tournament, Marvin Senaya. And they are hurriedly preparing a change as well. We'll figure out who's going to come on to replace Senaya if they do elect to change him, but for the moment Ghana playing with 10, Colombia back on the ball. Here's Gustavo Puerta. That's laid off to Davinson Sanchez. Here he is, right hand side in the centre circle, fed by Lukumi. Looks for the long diagonal out to the left hand side is Johan Mojica, and that's going to be a corner. And the Mallorca man waves his arms up and down, trying to whip up this very partisan Colombia crowd. That yellow, blue and red fluttering from every rafter, taken short by James Arias. Back to James Rodriguez into the mix. It's away by Opoku. Now John Arias. Mojica kept in play by Arias on the far side. Senaya has come back on. He's not moving particularly comfortably at the moment, rather dragging that right leg as he tries to run off this little knock, hobbling around on the edge of the penalty area as Colombia press on relentlessly. James Rodriguez tries to whip one out towards the far side, intercepted by Iñaki Williams, and he's caught there by the retreating John Arias. Thumbs up to the referee, knew that he was a bit late in that challenge, Arias. Well, there will be a change. And it's Alidou Seydou of Rennes who's going to be coming on for Ghana to replace Marvin Sanaya. So one French-based player for another. Now Iñaki Williams is down after that challenge by John Arias. I've yet to see a replay. Back playing football in Brazil after that little stint at Wolverhampton Wanderers, which I'm sure he'll look to forget. Yeah, it's just caught his Achilles there. It's a niggly little foul. And confirmation, 2 quick changes for both teams. Cordoba forced off with an injury, replaced by Luis Suarez for Colombia. And Marvin Sanaya is going to have to wander off on that far side. He's cursing his luck as well as he departs. And Alidou Seydou takes the opportunity. Grueling ACL injury back in November. He's described his recovery as one with immense psychological challenges, not just physical ones. He trots on in the knockout stages of a major international tournament here. Metzer takes the throw-in. Confirmation there was a yellow card for John Arias. Defended on this near side and worked across to Lukumi into the base of midfield for Crystal Palace's Jefferson Lerma. Now Davinson Sanchez. James Rodriguez, he's the link in midfield. Not just between defensive midfield, but also midfield and attack. That's why you often see him drop here to the halfway line, as he does so often, to pick the ball up and move it quickly to Daniel Munoz on the right-hand side. Fits in towards Luis Suarez with a back to goal, 30 yards from it as well. Suarez down the outside looking for the low cross. Has on the bite to the cherry towards the back post, and there's the finish by John Arias. Colombia take the lead after 14 minutes. A brilliantly worked goal. It's been carnage to begin in Kansas City. But that's calm, cool, clean and composed from John Arias to open his account for the tournament. Missed at the near post initially, looked like the chance might have gone as Gustavo Puerta flung himself at it. It's brilliant work from Luis Suarez. Turned down the right-hand side. Just wasn't picked up, and it's the new man, Alidou Seydou, who's just caught on his heels. It's Yanichi, in fact, with the number 3 on his back, who just doesn't track his man. Caught ball watching on the penalty spot. John Arias with a clear on at it. Picked his spot and made no mistake. And this stadium doesn't have a roof, but if it did, it would have been blown off by the noise generated by the 50-odd thousand Colombians contained within. Well, Ghana's stock in trade in this tournament have been keeping it tight and trying to hit teams on the counter-attack. 15 minutes gone, and that one's gone out of the water now. Now they really have to try and press Colombia, and that could open up space in behind for the likes of Luis Diaz. The wizardry of James Rodriguez and the pace and power down the right-hand side of Daniel Munoz. Still a long way to go, and we saw not long ago that there is no such thing as a script in this tournament. Here's Mojica on the far side. Jefferson Lerma has time and space. Former teammate Jordan Ayew not far away from him though. Played back to him by Gustavo Puerta. Sanchez to James Rodriguez in the right back position for the moment. Flash across to John Lukumi. Over the halfway line. Left-hand side is the goal scorer, Arias.
This
Finds James Rodriguez on the opposite side of the centre circle. Little cushion pass back to Davinson Sanchez. Floats one out towards the left-hand side. It's not a bad ball to Mojica. Lovely interchange. Edge of the penalty area. They're going to try and work the shooting opportunity. Good anticipation by Lucassen. In fact, it was Opoku who poked it away. But here is James Rodriguez. Been one of the most eye-catching teams of the group stage of this tournament, Colombia. When they are in full flow and full flight, they are such a joy to watch. Puerta. Laid off by Suarez. Now Diaz. Arias. Mojica, left-hand side, level with the edge of the penalty area. A deep cross towards the back post. Daniel Munoz will endeavour to keep it in play, but it's just going to bounce away from him. Well, bounce over the touchline for a Ghanaian throw-in. 30 years old now, Daniel Munoz. He's such a big part of what Crystal Palace have achieved over the past 18 months. 3 trophies, their first ever trophy, including that FA Cup. And the marauding runs of Daniel Munoz down that right-hand side. His goal scoring as well have made him one of what many people think of as the best right-back in world football. Well, Clement Turpin wants a little word with Jordan Ayew, the Ghanaian captain. Stern towing off to the Leicester City man. Plenty of those this season. And 3 different bosses. King Power Stadium. 30,000 inside the ground as well. Certainly not Fox's favourite this season. He's the 3rd member of his family, though, to captain his country after his brother Andre and, of course, the legendary Ghanaian Abedi Pele. It's Sanchez for the ball over the top, not close enough to James Rodriguez. Opoku with the header. Colombia will it back. Daniel Munoz, though, with a foul on Antoine Semenyo. Those two will know each other well from Premier League hostilities. Just a little bit clumsy from Munoz. Scooped forward by Lucassen. Who tried to chase down Camilo Vargas, who gets it clear, and Luis Diaz will take it down in front of Seydu, who's done really well. Diaz links up with Puerta. Now Lerma for Puerta. Shot from range from Luis Diaz. It's straight at Lawrence Atizigi. Well, Luis Diaz is already causing so many problems for Ghana from that left flank. A quite brilliant season for Bayern Munich this year. Scored 15 goals. For Bayern in the Bundesliga. 14 assists as well. That's not including his exploits in the Champions League, where he scored 7-3 in the domestic cup in Germany. Some eyebrows raised on Merseyside when he departed Liverpool for Bayern Munich, linked up with Harry Kane and Michael Olise, and the rest, as they say, is history. Is Bayern Munich with another record-breaking campaign. No foul on Semenyo. Tied it up by Sanchez. It's Mojica. Sanchez. Switch of play by Lukumi. Out to Munoz. Not kept in play. He felt he kept it in. He looked for James Rodriguez, who in turn was trying to turn it into Luis Suarez. Familiar position for Gideon Mensah with the ball in his hands. Tossed down the touchline, met on the head by Jefferson Lerma. Here's Thomas Partey. Finds Aliou Seydou, bit of space to run into. Down that right hand side, tries to slip it forward towards Iñaki Williams. Thigh challenge came in from Johan Mojica to just intercept that in front of Williams. Well, Nico, of course, plays for Spain. Lukumi, turned by Arias and Davinson Sanchez. Taking a bit of a breather here, Colombia. Sanchez visits one between the lines. Suarez for Lerma. Sanchez for Munoz down the right. Lerma keeps the ball moving. Sanchez for Lukumi. Sanchez again. Being given a bit of licence to just wander forward. It was kind of fitting to Suarez, trying to lay it off quickly to Gustavo Puerta. Will have swiftly put the press on Ati Ziggy. Colombia wanted to get on with it quickly, but the referee Clement Turpin points to the dugouts, and both teams will head off for the first hydration break of the evening. Warm, sweaty
is Nox Sports.
Night in Kansas City. And certainly it is Colombia's first 24 minutes. That much is clear. The game's been marked by two changes very early on, substitutions. John Cordoba departing to be replaced by Luis Suarez, and Sanaya, of course, for Ghana, replaced by Seydou. The goal really came from a bit of quality from Colombia, but also some defensive lapses in concentration. Caleb Yarenchi just not tracking Arias. Jordan Ayew is continuing the conversation, shall we say, with Clement Turpin during this hydration break.
This is Nox Sports.
Coming up soon as well. Round of 32. Signing off tonight, we move into the round of 16. For this tournament was expanded to 48 teams. That was the point at which the knockouts would begin. And you know, there's been a lot of criticisms about this tournament, about the changes we've seen to the format, and this hydration break is one of them, and many of those criticisms we probably say are valid. And there were some critical voices about the expansion of the tournament to 48 teams, but I have to say now, at this knockout stage, and you've seen the likes of Cape Verde pulling up trees and their heroics earlier on this evening in Miami, it's difficult to argue against it. Ghana, of course, qualifying as a best placed third place team.
This is Nox Sports.
We'll be happy that the organisers have decided to add a few more to the mix here in the USA, Mexico and Canada.
This is Nox Sports.
Does mean you can show up.
This is Nox Sports.
Supposedly bigger names, some problems. Ghana, of course, shutting down England so effectively. And then your spot amongst the elites. You never know. Ghana, decent run. Find your way deep into this contest. Jordan Ayew And his Ghana team wander back out into the field of play. Colombia following. Are you with that trademark scout? Followed all of his career. Commentated on a significant proportion of his games. And as a Premier League player, a Ghana international. I can only count on one hand the amount of times I've seen him smile. I'm sure he's enjoying himself, to be fair. It's all the way back to Camilo Vargas following the throw-in, and the goalkeeper will look long down the left-hand side. This time Sadu will react quicker than Luis Diaz, but his header bounces too close to Bologna's Lukumi. And the cushion header is back to the green-clad Colombian goalkeeper Vargas. Here's Jefferson Lerma in the heart of midfield. Sanchez. Bit of time on the ball. Quite a bit of time on the ball. There's a bit of freedom to pick his pass throughout tonight's proceedings. Almost half an hour gone in Kansas City. Colombia 1, Ghana 0. Is Switzerland waiting for the winner this time, if we hadn't mentioned that already. It's an eminently winnable game for both of these two sides, you know. As if you can keep Johan Manzambi quiet. He's another player that's absolutely lit up this tournament. Did so again against Algeria. Arias. Lukumi. Sanchez. And off by James Rodriguez. And Jefferson Lerma. To him by Diaz. To his left foot, Arias. Lovely pass from Rodriguez. Nice turn from Diaz as well. Mojica left-hand side tries to squeeze it into the penalty area. It's away by Lucasen. Here's James Rodriguez. Found himself in a bit of trouble there, and he's given it away to Thomas Partey. Here's Llorenci, tried to switch it across to Antoine Semenyo. Likelihood of that pass finding him was always slim. And he's turned back over to Colombia. Here's Mojica. Arias. James Rodriguez. He's 34 years of age now, James Rodriguez. Spent the last 6 months with Minnesota United. James to Munoz, back to Sanchez. Turns and feeds it all the way back to Camilo Vargas. And returns that to Davinson Sanchez. Here's Jefferson Lerma. Square to James Rodriguez. And now John Arias, left-hand side. Looking to commit defenders. Lerma lurking. Rodriguez 10 yards to his left. Now Arias. Mojica left-hand side. Moving the ball quickly here, Colombia, and with purpose. It's laid off by Puerta. Puerta. James Rodriguez. Munoz wants it, trying to stay on side. On the edge of the penalty area. Rodriguez moves it on. Lukumi. Now Sanchez. Munoz all the way back to Camilo Vargas. Absolutely dominating the game at the moment, Colombia, but still not too many chances to talk of. Seems a long time ago that Thomas Partey had an opening strike at this game that he's not too far away from Camilo Vargas' upright. Sanchez tries to force it wide out to the left-hand side for John Arias. That's intercepted in the middle of the park by Caleb Llorenci. Mensah. Partey. draws boos and whistles from the Colombian crowd. As Opoku tries to switch it out to the right hand side, will find Seydou, but Seydou won't find a decent first touch. And that's going to be a throw-in for Colombia. In by Diaz. Little pirouette and back heel, all in one swift motion. Finds Arias. Switch of play by James Rodriguez. And it's a straight pass. Gideon Mensah keeps it in play for Ghana. Sibo. Almost 5 times as many passes completed by Colombia than Ghana so far in the game. Partey, nice ball out to the left hand side. Mensah. Switch out towards the opposite flank. Here's Seydou. Moyika in his way. Seydou across the face of the penalty area. Colombian body falling out to meet him. Seydou trying to sort his feet out. Here's Iñaki Williams. It's against Moyika. That'll be a corner. Signs of life for Ghana. Iñaki Williams down that right hand side. Just one inside a corner. Going to make the most of it because on the balance of play so far, they're not going to have much possession, especially in attacking areas. It's Jordan Ayew wandering out to take it. The towering figure of Jerome Opoku is forward. Bigger even than John Lukumi and Davinson Sanchez, who are no small men themselves. It's Lukumi who's getting a word from Clement Turpin. Queue of white shirts on the edge of the Colombia box. It's an outswinger from Ayew towards the back post. Flicked away by Lukumi, kept moving by Llorenchi. Iñaki Williams looked towards the far post, tried to clip it back across the face of goal. Cleared by Colombia. Luis Diaz draws the challenge from Mensah. Cut it out. Colombia with the throw-in, which they've wasted rather, and it's back to Gideon Mensah. Now with Llorenchi left-hand side of midfield. Partey just outside the centre circle at the moment. Tried to take on Luis Suarez initially. Not that one, as you'd expect. A little bit less bitey. Colombia's Luis Suarez. More importantly, still in the tournament. Luckerson. Mati Ziggy, the goalkeeper. Opoku. Mati Ziggy. It's outside his penalty area. And for all the changes, some of them unwelcome about these tournaments. One thing it's been nice to see the back of over the past few editions has been those vuvuzelas. The drones of 2010 have given way to a more natural atmosphere, and they don't really come close to the kind of atmosphere being generated by those in yellow this evening in Kansas City. And that's a heavy touch by James Rodriguez. Shows too much of it to Semenyo. Tried to force it through to Iñaki Williams. Here's Mensah. Starting to get on the ball a bit better here, Ghana. Quasi Sibo. Ayew. That'll be a throw-in. Mensah. Ayew on the left-hand side. Switches it onto his right. Decent looking ball towards the back post. Moyika felt compelled to nod it away. Arias will flick it further clear. Luckerson back towards the edge of the penalty area. Semenyo gets his head on it. Here's Partey. Not Llorenchi on the far side. Partey, edge of the box. Semenyo tries to sort his feet out. Gets the shot away. Took a touch though off of I believe it was James Rodriguez throwing himself in front of it, and that'll be another corner. Well, there is Ghanaian representation inside the stadium. For all Latin American rhythms, there still is that Ghanaian flavour as well. And Boku forward. This is Lucasen. That cue of 3 on the edge of the box, headed by Iñaki Williams. Eye with the delivery. Much better this time towards the back post. It's over Lukumi's head. A little flick on the way through off the Bologna defender. Will be another throw for Ghana on this near side. And by Mensah. To Semenyo. Munoz wants the foul. Going to get it. So there's another throw in for Ghana. Mensah wants movement, has to go backwards. Here's Thomas Partey. Little switch. Seydu dances past one, but he's rather handed that back, and now Seydu's out of position, and Luis Diaz is bursting through that vacant right back area, out on the left hand side, up to the edge of the penalty area. Diaz, Puerta, edge of the box. Will he pull the trigger? No, he won't. Looks for a pass through, clips one towards that group of left players on the left hand side. Drop to Luis Diaz on the half volley, slams it into the side netting. Good work from Gustavo Puerta. The chance never opened up to pull the trigger himself. Tried to just lift it through to that left hand side of the box, where both James Rodriguez and Luis Diaz took a little flick on the way through off Kwasi Sibo. Needs to do better there though. Luis Diaz.
This is Nox Sports.
Threw himself in the way, made it slightly more difficult for Diaz. Partey. Williams.
This is Nox
again.
Sports.
I try to slide that one through. It's well watched by Lukumi, who slams his clearance away. Opoku. Semenyo, edge of the penalty area. Shifts it. Iñaki Williams. Couldn't hit the target, but they're growing into the game here, Ghana. Starting to bare their teeth a little bit more. And it's no surprise to see two of their most recognised attacking threats, Iñaki Williams and Antoine Semenyo, linking up. That one pretty wild in the end from Iñaki Williams. There's Lerma. Beyond IU to find Gustavo Puerta. Arias. All the way back to Vargas via Lukumi. Now Sanchez. Off it to the middle. Suarez rising with a Poku. Physical aerial duel, but no foul, says the referee. Colombia allowed to play on. Instead it's off Seydu. Diaz will retrieve it from that left hand side. Jefferson Lerma. Just keeping the ball for the moment, Colombia. Trying to re-establish some sort of dominance of possession. Lerma. Arias. Davinson Sanchez. It's 32 degrees down at pitch side. It's 9:10 local time. Munoz. They do like to play with a frenetic pace, but every now and then they do have to get their breath back, Colombia. And Ghana too. Here's Davinson Sanchez. Lerma escaping the clutches on the edge of the box. Lerma drives one in. Suarez. It was fisting towards his head. Got something on it. It's always going to be difficult for him to guide that one on target. Daniel Munoz linking up with his club colleague, just to take the defender away from Jefferson Lerma, open up the space for the cross. Semenyo on the left-hand side, back to Mensah. Mensah finds a Poku. Deepest outfield player at the moment for Ghana. Lucasen. Back to Poku. And now back to Mensah. Between the lines, little back heel from Semenyo, eye-catching, but straight to Arias. And now on the half-turn here is Luis Suarez, who gets his head down and starts to try and drive. Look for the early ball to Luis Diaz. Poku was well placed to cut that one out. Thomas Partey with a little dummy. Inaki Williams, Sibo. Seydu. Partey. Are you? It's Thomas Partey. Sibo in the centre circle. Inside Colombia's half of the pitch though, Ghana keeping the ball well. Gideon Mensah. Jerome Poku. Derek Lucasen. Partey. Ayew. Pointing in the right direction at least. Now Ayew down the left hand side, fed by Mensah. Last touch off Munoz. Back in by Mensah. To Yulenchi. Opoku. Lucasen allowed to drive forward a little. And down the outside, here's Iñaki Williams. Little nibble from James Rodriguez, couldn't win it back, and now a half-decent cross flicked away by the head of Daniel Munoz. There's Yulenchi in there, Mensah keeps it moving, Semenyo has time and space on the edge of the box, two deflections. First off Suarez, second off Munoz on the follow-up. Iñaki Williams, his shot is closed down by John Arias. James Rodriguez felt he was blocked off by Sibo. Referee not impressed, and they'll keep moving here, Ghana, with Thomas Partey. Sibo. Suarez does really well to win it back for Colombia. Now down the left-hand side, here comes Luis Diaz. Diaz bursting inside, looking for some support. Bodies arriving as well. Puerta is one of them. Now Daniel Munoz. Puerta, 30 yards from goal. Options to his left and to his right, but more and more white shirts starting to converge on the edge of their box, and Puerta is forced to dig deeper into midfield to find Jefferson Lerma. And now back with the centre-back Lukumi in the centre circle. Mujica. Arias. Time on the ball for the Palmeiras attacker, midfielder. Very adaptable, John Arias. Lerma. James. Arias. Mujica is playing further forward than John Arias at the moment. 6 minutes of time is what's going to be added on at the end of this first half by the officials. Jefferson Lerma in the centre circle. Spears one forward. Brilliant first touch by Luis Diaz. Now Daniel Munoz on the right hand side of the penalty area. Digs out the cross towards the back post. Mujica rising! It's off the post. Or is Ati Ziggy with a save? Maybe a combination of both. But Colombia inches away from a second just before half time. Brilliant spot from Daniel Munoz. And Ghana have a man down again. And it's Alidu Seydu who came on to replace Sanaya.
This is Nox Sports.
It's a brilliant save from Lawrence Ati Ziggy. Did him a disservice, you know, to say that came off the post initially. He's reacting quickly, a bouncing ball in front of him, never comfortable for goalkeepers either. Mujica's rise really well, and it's the collision with Yaya Mujica that's caused Alidu Seydu the problem here. Brave defending. Well, it's a chance for the players to come across to have a little word with Carlos Queiroz, Jordan Ayew and Thomas Partey, just discussing their options with the former Manchester United assistant manager.
This is Nox Sports.
And for the Colombian players too as well. Just having words with Mr. Lorenzo. Looks like Ali Sado is going to be right to continue. If you've ever seen Colombian supporters, you'll know that legendary Birdman. He's here, he's clapping his wings, he's enjoying himself in vivid and bright Technicolor. He's made the trip to Kansas City. And so doing him proud, as they have been for the majority of the tournament. I'll restart with a drop ball at the feet of John Lukumi. Focus by Lerma. Lerma to Lukumi. Lukumi to Sanchez. No on the ball here for Colombia, as there has been throughout the evening. It's James. Just into circle for Puerta. Jefferson Lerma wasn't helped by his teammate there, and now it's been picked up by Ghana near halfway. Jordan Ayew shrugs off Lerma, now out to the right hand side. Inaki Williams tries to return it to Ayew. Across comes Lukumi, gets his body in the way, that's turned behind, and it will be a goal kick. Looking short to Davinson Sanchez. Ball down the left hand side. Diaz is trying to get on the end of it. Instead of Seydu, looks to have shrugged off that collision. Hammered away by Atizigi. Mojica. Brilliant work. Taken down by Arias on halfway. Colombia back in possession. If they're not your dad's or granddad's fullbacks, Daniel Munoz and Yoram Mojica, essentially wingers. A bit of skill from Mojica on the far side to take that one down. Here's Lukumi to Arias. Sanchez. Munoz just couldn't quite take it with him past Gideon Mensah. Just snuck in front of him, curled his run in front of the left back. First touch with the chest, but not quite far enough away from Gideon Mensah to cause any real problems. Here's Opoku's. No need for that. There was a foul from Luis Suarez, and a couple of the substitutes warming up on this near side, including Brandon Thomas Asante, just decided to shove Luis Diaz. It was a foul by Luis Diaz. Atizigi. Hit forward, Munoz near halfway. Powerful header up towards the figure of James Rodriguez. Beaten to it though by Thomas Partey. He'll find Yerenchi. Now coming down the right hand side is Sibo in midfield. Semenyo tries to drift past Puerta, looking for Ayew. Away by Sanchez. And that's a hefty coming together. Sibo and Suarez near halfway. It's a 50-50 ball. Have a little look at the replay. And Luis Suarez just suggested to Clement Turpin that he was pushed by Opoku into Kwasi Sibo. Made it look worse. James Rodriguez making that point to Clement Turpin. A set piece for Ghana. Taken short. Gideon Mensah, now Semenyo swings it low towards the edge of the box. That's away by Luis Suarez. And the referee blows the whistle for half-time. Colombia pretty much had things their own way for the majority of this first 45 minutes. Apart from the fact that John Cordoba to depart, being replaced by Luis Suarez. And then Ghana lost their right back. On came Aladou Seydou. It's a game which has been played with a frenetic energy, especially by the Colombians. Flying forward, especially down this right-hand side. Superb work down this right flank. Is what opened up the opportunity for John Arias. Kenev Yerenki, who has just caught ball watching on the penalty spot and watched on as John Arias picked his spot and placed it past Lawrence Atizigi. Could have been two as well, just before the break. Yohan Mayika rose above Aladou Seydou and planted his head a little bit too close for Atizigi, who, to be fair to him, pulled out a really good save to keep Ghana in the game. They've grown into it, especially after the first hydration break. But at the moment, it's going to the script as we expected it would. Colombia, the stronger of the two sides. Ghana, struggling to create too much to threaten Camilo Vargas' goal. That might change after the break. We'll find out soon. 50 minutes to go until that second half. Join us very shortly. But at half-time, in Kansas City, it's Colombia 1, Ghana 0.
This is Nox Sports, your home for football energy, match talk, updates, reactions, and big game moments. From kickoff passion to final whistle drama, Nox Sports brings you the excitement, the analysis, and the sports vibe every fan deserves. Subscribe now to Nox Sports on YouTube. Nox Sports, where the game lives and the fans never sleep. Nox Sports. The game never end.
Nox Sports TV! Yeah, from the streets to the stadium lights. Everybody stand up! Let's go! Nox Sports TV! Yeah, from the streets to the stadium lights. Everybody stand up! Let's go! Nox Sports TV. Nox Sports TV.
This is Nox Sports, your home for football energy, match talk, updates, reactions, and big game moments. From kickoff passion to final whistle drama, Nox Sports brings you the excitement, the analysis, and the sports vibe every fan deserves. Subscribe now to Nox Sports on YouTube. Nox Sports, where the game lives and the fans never sleep. Nox Sports, the game never end.
Nox Sports TV! Yeah, yeah. From the streets to the stadium lights. Everybody stand up! Let's go! Nox Sports TV! Yo, yo! From the streets to the stadium lights. Everybody stand up! Let's go! Nox Sports TV. Nox Sports TV. The city is alive tonight. Every dream is burning bright. Flags are flying in the sky. Hear the roar, we're reaching high. Every heartbeat feels the same. Every fan becomes a flame. Side by side we sing as one. Now the journey has begun. Hands up high, let the whole world see. This is where we're meant to be. Feel the energy, feel the sound. We won't stop now. We are the champions of tonight. Together we will shine so bright. Sing it loud, let the world believe. This is our destiny. Nox Sports TV. Everybody's Nox Sports TV. Nox Sports TV. Through the rain and through the fire, keep climbing higher and higher. Every challenge on the way makes us stronger every day. Hear the drums across the land, millions standing hand in hand. One heartbeat, one voice, one dream, stronger than we've ever been. Hands up high, let the whole world see. This is where we're meant to be. Feel the energy, feel the sound. We won't stop now. We are the champions of tonight. Together we will shine so bright. Sing it loud, let the world believe. This is our destiny. Nox Sports TV. From every nation, one celebration. We raise our voices to the sky. No hesitation, pure dedication. Tonight we're reaching for the prize. We are the champions of tonight. Together we will shine so bright. Sing it loud, let the world believe. This is our destiny. Nox Sports TV. Nox Sports TV. Feel the power, feel the pride. Yeah. The world is watching tonight. Nox Sports TV. Nox Sports TV.
This is Nox Sports, your home for football energy, match talk, updates, reactions, and big game moments. From kickoff passion to final whistle drama, Nox Sports brings you the excitement, the analysis, and the sports vibe every fan deserves. Subscribe now to Nox Sports on YouTube. Nox Sports, where the game lives and the fans never sleep. Nox Sports, the game never end. This
what came before. The brave first touch, the golden chance, the thunder of a final day. Is it high, hear the call, every heart's answer all. Now we rise to the light, one true game, one great night. Crown of victory, crown of victory. Lift the world up high, lift the world up high. Crown of victory, crown of victory. Sing it out tonight, sing it out tonight. When the shadows start to fall, we stand together, standing tall. With every name, with every flame, we enter history in our name. Crown of victory, crown of victory. Lift the world up high, lift the world up high. Crown of victory, crown of victory. This is our moment now, this is our moment
This is Nox Sports, your home for football energy, match talk, updates, reactions, and big
45
game
minutes that
moments. From
Ghana's
kickoff
attempts
passion
to
to
try and get
final
back
whistle
into this game
drama,
weren't necessarily
Nox
going
Sports
to be in
brings
vain.
you the excitement, the
Great
analysis,
save from
and the
Lawrence
sports
Atisigi
vibe.
denied Johan Mojica. Would have been a second for Colombia. Delicately poised as things stand. And a free kick for Ghana just on the edge of the centre circle, conceded by Davinson Sanchez. Should be taken by Jordan Ayew. Remind you, there were two changes as well, one for each side in that first half. A new right back for Ghana, a new centre forward for Colombia. Luis Diaz, who set up John Arias for that goal. Tayo standing over it here. Taken short. To Mensah, back to Ayew. Now clips it up towards the near edge of the penalty area where it's away by Mojica, who's aimed at Williams. Pinged back out to Williams by Mensah. Mojica with his eyes fixed on the ball. Williams with a half a decent delivery towards the near post. That's away by Lukumi. Partey with the second ball on the edge of the penalty area, trying to juggle and find a teammate, but instead it's Mojica who tries to get it away. Won't reach Luis Suarez. Instead Lucasen in the way. And it's Puerto who goes tumbling over the touchline. Will be a throw-in for Colombia. To round you off those lineups as they stand for both teams, starting with Ghana is Lawrence Atisigi, one of the changes. He's in goal tonight for Ghana. Across the back from left to right, Gideon Mensah on left hand side, Opoku and Lucasen, the two centre backs, with Seydou now at on the right hand side of the defence. He came on to replace Sanaya after an injury to the Auxerre fullback. Yadenchi, Williams, Partey, Ayew, Semenyo and Sibo, the rest of the Ghana 11. For Colombia, Camilo Vargas continues in goal. Back four of Daniel Munoz of Crystal Palace, Davinson Sanchez, Lukumi, the two centre-backs, and Johan Mojica on this left flank. Puerta, Lerma and Arias across the middle. Rios, the new man, got the shot away just inside the penalty area, and Atisigi withdrew his hands to let that go behind for a goal kick. He's joined by Luis Suarez and Luis Diaz. Rios will probably sit more into midfield, free up the likes of John Arias to get further forward. In fact, he has actually switched out to that right hand side. Suarez to the middle, Luis Diaz on the left hand side. Atisigi pointing downfield towards that big oval scoreboard at either end of this stadium, the home of the four-time Super Bowl champions, the Kansas City Chiefs. During the NFL season, this is the stomping ground of Patrick Mahomes. At the moment, it's providing home of the likes of Luis Diaz. Partey finds Ayew, tries to flick it on towards Semenyo. Munoz is there with him. Semenyo, it's up in the air and Vargas will take it down in his gloves in front of the Manchester City attacker. Lukumi to Davinson Sanchez, straight down the middle, and it was Guidetti who lost it, and he's pulled back at his man and will be added to the referee's notebook. It's the energy of Gustavo Puerta. Turn the ball over for Colombia there. Kele Virenci joining John Arias in Clement Turpin's book. Is Mojica to Puerta. Sit a little bit deeper now with the introduction of Chidrios. Sanchez to Vargas. Hasn't really been tested so far. Will be sent high into the Kansas City night sky, out to the right hand side. Suarez gives chase. Has he kept it in play? The assistant referee on the far side says he has. Can't squeeze his way past Gideon Mensah. That'll be a goal kick though. Carlos Queiroz, clad all in black this evening. It's a little bit more suitably dressed for the 32 degrees and humidity we find ourselves in Kansas City tonight, compared to his opposite number, Neto Lorenzo. He's in a full suit. The initial plan you expect from Ghana was to soak up pressure and try and hit Colombia on the counter-attack. They do commit a lot of bodies going forward and there is space to run into behind, but now Colombia have that margin, that goal, which means they just have that breathing space and the ability to maybe just keep a few back, but it's not really in their DNA. One man who won't really be sitting is the man in possession now, Daniel Munoz, and that's Davinson Sanchez. A lovely turn. Just duck away from Antoine Semenyo. Munoz, Arias, caught in possession by Gideon Mensah. Here's Sanchez, a bit more pressing here from Ghana at the start of the second half in Kansas City. Lukumi. Sanchez long towards Rios. Boku will take it down. Rios battling forward as he so often does. You can see it's a throw. There's Opoku. He's a favourite of Jose Mourinho. So Benfica, the new Real Madrid manager, Richard Rios. Famously, didn't come through the traditional 11-a-side youth system. He played street futsal until he was 18 years old. He grew up playing on the streets of Agachi in the Antioquia region. He's famous for his gold mines and sugarcane production. Unearthed a real gem with Rios, the Colombian national side. Yorenchi. It's turned away by Lukumi. Sanchez at the near post. It's Lukumi with the final touch. Yorenchi getting on with a throw in quickly. Into Kwasi Sibo. Jerome Opoku. To Lucasen. To Opoku. Better from Ghana. Semenyo drifts past Rios. It's wide. To Mensah. Osibo slips it through. Semenyo across the face of goal. No one there to tuck it home. Brilliant movement from Antoine Semenyo. Pass wasn't half bad either. A Colombian shirt's trailing in his weight there, Antoine Semenyo. That'll be a familiar feeling for Crystal Palace's Daniel Munoz. But no one there. Away by Mojica. Lucasen climbing over the back of Luis Suarez. He'll appeal to the referee. We'll have it back with Mojica in the left back position, and again he can't do much more than just hoist it as far away as possible. Second ball will drop to Jefferson Lerma in the heart of the Colombian midfield though. Now here's Davinson Sanchez, right hand side for Daniel Munoz. Takes a touch, looks inside, assesses his options, finds Jefferson Lerma. Gustavo Puerta. Back via Lerma to Sanchez. And across to Lukumi. Puerta steps past Yarenchi. Driving forward, Puerta tries to slide one in there for Luis Suarez. It's a good recovery from Lucasen, who was left off his feet. Matched him stride for stride. Looked like Suarez was just about to beat him. Corner taken short. Puerta tries to whip one. He's pushed away by Atizigi. What a bad effort from Gustavo Puerta. Lerma keeps it in play on the far side. Gideon Mensah nibbling at his heels, and the assistant referee felt he had to stand in as that one trundled over the touchline for a Colombian throw-in. It was getting a bit physical between the two. They gave him time and space though, that Gustavo Puerta had a good sight of it all the way. Lawrence Atizigi, two hands to it. Not too dissimilar to that world-class goal scored by Cape Verde in extra time to level things up against Argentina not long ago. It's long from Puerta towards the near post. Away by Zibo, and then the volley is way over by Davinson Sanchez. Ten minutes gone as it was the first. The second half has started quickly. Lucasen. Zibo. Seydu to Derek Lucasen. Thomas Partey. He's lost it to Luis Suarez. Lucasen sliding in. It's only as far as Puerta down the outside. Maybe a chance! Oh, there's the finish by Luis Diaz. Flashed across the face of goal. A tap in for Diaz. The flag is up. The flag is up. The assistant referee on that far side curtails the Colombian celebrations. Thomas Partey dispossessed by Luis Suarez. Yeah, he's offside, Luis Diaz. It's Jefferson Lerma who pounded across the 6-yard box. Rene Higuita's celebrations up in the expensive seats. Well, will have to be put on ice for now. Thought it was a second for Colombia. It has been pulled back. Sanchez forward to John Arias, but there's that threat, electric speed that Colombia pose. Not just that, but the press and the drive of the likes of Luis Suarez is matched by those in midfield behind him as well. Looked like he might break away himself, Suarez, but for the intervention by Lucasen. Suarez was caught on the ball. Early ball towards Puerta. He's got there before Seydu. Moves it round. Luis Diaz! Saved by the goalkeeper. It's a poor attempt from Luis Diaz for a man of his quality. Goalkeeper to the rescue once again for Ghana tonight. Two chances in quick succession, both to the same man. One ruled out for offside, the other ruled out because he didn't really make the most of it there, Luis Diaz. Ayew. Mensah. Opoku. Lucasen. Down the right hand side. Iñaki Williams. Drops the shoulder. Just really good ball. Yarenchi couldn't make contact. Pulled back by Semenyo. Looking for Zibo. Puerta was in the way. And that's brilliant work from Luis Suarez, just shield it with a Poku challenging. It's a really open game suddenly. Fantastic ball initially from Daniel Munoz to find Puerta, had his back to goal. Luis Diaz was the right option to choose. He just bounced up in front of him, made it slightly more difficult for the Bayern Munich attacker. Then down the other end just a few moments later. Ghana with a great chance. Inaki Williams with a brilliant delivery across the 6-yard box. Kelly Burenci on target against Croatia in the final group game. Couldn't turn it home in Kansas City though. Kwasi Sibo is hobbling around out there. Ghana are preparing a couple of changes. It was clever from Luis Suarez. Knew that Jerome Poku was absolutely flying in to try and win that back. It's Elisha Owusu and Abdul Fatawu preparing themselves to join the fray here for Ghana. Ayew caught there by Rios, just outside the centre circle. With the free kick. Colombia just lost a little bit. Had control of the game and tempo and really monopolising the ball in the first half. It's a different Ghana that have come out in this second period. Fresh legs coming soon for Ghana. Kwasi Sibo's night will be over shortly. He's going to take the set piece though. Kick towards the far side of the penalty area. There's Munoz. Just scoop it away for Colombia. John Arias has a bit of time and space down that right hand side for Colombia. An early ball forward for Luis Diaz. Maybe a counter attack here. Maybe an opportunity for Diaz. Diaz kept it in play. Sadu did really well to get his body across. And it's Ghana that get the ball away. Semenyo goes down. Slightest of contact with Daniel Munoz and Rios. It was Richard Rios with the challenge. Got a toe to the ball. Studs to it as well. And here come those two changes. Of course, Iñaki Williams replaced by Abdul Fatawu. They'll come on the right hand side, and it is the end of the evening for Kwasi Sibo. Comes another Auxerre player, Elisha Owusu. Started against Croatia, was replaced by Fatawu in that game. Just after half time. And Fatawu joins his club colleague, well for the time being at least, Jordan Ayew on the pitch. It was a tough season for both of them in terms of results and the end result of the tournament. But Abdul Fatawu was a rare bright spark in a dark season for Leicester City. 9 goals, 7 assists, including one from 65 yards out, Abdul Fatawu. Elisha Owusu. A like-for-like change really in the middle of the park. Sibo was lurking. Looks to be of a change of system from Carlos Queiroz, with Semenyo and Ayew forming a front two. A bit more to think about now for Sanchez and Lukumi. Rios, that's been lost. Mensah wins it back and they try to slip it through to Semenyo. He was in an offside position though. Given away by Partey straight to Vargas. Puerta finds Mojica. Left hand side is Diaz. Lerma. Back to Lukumi. It's Davinson Sanchez. Jefferson Lerma. Lerma for Arias. The pass to Munoz is behind the fullback. Outside of play. Could be taken. Throw-in. Opoku. Lucasen. Better from Partey. Turning away from Rios. Now Urenchi. Here's Mensah. Looks for the switch out to Fatawu on the right hand side. Takes it down near the byline. He's just going to try and go around Mayiko, but the touch is too heavy, and then there'll be a goal kick. Carlos Queiroz with his hands in his head in his hands. "26 minutes to play." A few voices from this majority Colombian crowd calling for Quintero. So just struggled to maintain that control they had in the first half. Juan Fernando Quintero plays his football for River Plate. He's one of only a couple of players who have scored goals for Colombia in more than one of these tournaments. Collado and when they called Juan Fernando Quintero scored against Ivory Coast in 2014 and in a free kick under the wall against Japan in 2018. Got a penchant for the spectacular. I just sense they need a bit of X factor here, Colombia, just to regain their composure and their favourite billing. Here's Richard Rios in the centre circle, surrounded by three Ghanaian players. Eventually just gives it straight to Fatawu on the right hand side, tries to break away, three converge around him. They're into Ghana. Where is it? It's not. And Abdul Fatawu reacts angrily as the referee points for a free kick. He's going to go into the book for that. That's a high boot, and probably the right decision from the referee. Can have a short fuse at times, Abdul Fatawu, and his decision making can be called into question. He's quite the player, 22 years old now, and by all reports there are suitors circling around King Power Stadium. He certainly won't be content playing League One football next season. The financial pressures associated at Leicester City at the moment, as they probably will end up selling. Jewels in their crown at the moment. Here's Lerma. Sanchez, Rios. To Sanchez. Through to Puerta. Mojica. Sanchez. Lukumi, excuse me. Was aware of Ayu's presence. He's back to Vargas. Now Sanchez, right hand side for Munoz. Strolling over halfway, lays it off to Arias. Back to Munoz. Arias cutting across midfield, and a bit too lightweight there as it was Semenyo getting back to win it for Ghana. Urenchi. Just lost his footing under a bit of pressure from Luis Suarez, and Seydou had to be careful, had two on him. Still managed to tuck it inside for Derek Lucasen. Here's Opoku. Partey. Lucasen. Opoku. Looks for the long ball forward. Away by Lukumi from the edge of the box. Struggled by Semenyo. Owusu. It's behind Mensah, but he'll keep it in play. Two club teammates linking up on that left hand side. Owusu tucks it back. Here's Opoku. Lucasen again. Seydou. Seems an entirely different game. Suddenly. It's almost certain that Colombia were going to go on to extend their lead, but at the moment they're just about clinging on. Here's Abdul Fatawu down the right hand side. Ghana trying to pile on the pressure. Fatawu swings it in left footed. It's away by Lukumi. It was Yerenchi in there. Semenyo again. Past Rios. Still going Semenyo. Sanchez in the way, and then the effort from range from Thomas Partey. Wide of Camilo Vargas's right hand post. And the referee points to the dugouts for the hydration break. And it's a hydration break that you suspect will suit Colombia more than Ghana. The South Americans have lost their grip of this game. Ghana are showing they're not really here just to make up the numbers. The drink's being dished out. And the hydration break a reward for Ghana here for their efforts. They've had two big chances for offside, Colombia. The second, Luis Diaz really needs to have done better with a chance handed to him. And a combination of Munoz then Puerta. But you really can see this one going either way at the moment, with the clock ticking over to 70 minutes. Since that flurry of chances for Colombia, it's all gone a bit quiet in front of goal for them. James Rodriguez did look leggy in the first half. Maybe not really up to the pace of the game, but they've replaced him with Richard Rios, which is a man with a different skill set. More of a disruptor, a breaker down of play, you might say, a destroyer. And a creative player, and a lot being asked of Gustavo Puerta to fill those shoes. It surprised me to see Lester Lorenzo make a change or two imminently. Carlos Queiroz going amongst his players, just passing out a couple of instructions. What seems counterintuitive for Anton Semenyo. As soon as he went to the touchline, he put a towel around his shoulders as if he was cold. Over 30 degrees in Kansas City at the moment. Don't forget you're listening to independent, studio-based commentary of this massive international tournament being played in Mexico, United States and Canada. Around a 16 tie that one of these two sides will reach following the conclusion of tonight's game. We played in probably slightly cooler climes of Vancouver. And there is the change that we were expecting and that the crowd were calling out for. It's John Arias that will depart, and Juan Fernando Quintero is going to come on. It's the goal scorer Arias coming off. And he's going to get quite the reception, Quintero. Just one goal separating these two sides. Will take the high fives from his teammates as he takes his seat on the bench. John Arias. Officially, we have around 17 minutes of normal play remaining, but there will be time added on, of course. That's chested down by Luis Suarez. Finds Puerta. He's Luis Diaz from the left-hand side. Look for Quintero. Munoz. Rios. To Luis Diaz, not too far away from him. Looks caught in two minds between whether to stoop low with his head or take it on with his foot. I suspect that he wouldn't have reached it with either. It's a really good ball though from Richard Rios. Ziggy. Opoku. On towards Ayew. Away by Sanchez. Puerta. Trying to dispossess Thomas Partey. And in the process fouls the former Arsenal man. Takes it short to Opoku. Mensah. Here's Semenyo out on the left hand side. Trying to take on Daniel Munoz. A run away from Antoine Semenyo. Will be a goal kick. Antoine Semenyo is expecting that to be a corner. Did they come off Munoz last? I think he's just played that back onto Antoine Semenyo. And short to Lukumi. On the left hand side for Puerta. This is out to Fatawu. Goes inside, finds Semenyo on the left hand side. Shifted onto his right, he's got support arriving in the form of Gideon Mensah. Still Semenyo though, will use the fullback now. Mensah out of his feet, left footed ball in towards the penalty spot. It was aimed at Ayew. Away by Sanchez. Now here's Quintero. For Luis Suarez, right hand side, 10 yards inside Ghana's half of the pitch. Juan Fernando Quintero. Jefferson Lerma. Rios. Quintero. Puerto. Quintero. Mojica was fouled. Seydu. It's a bit late in arriving on that challenge. The right leg dangling and caught the back of the heels of Johan Mojica. The yellow card's been produced for Amadou Seydu. Ghana player added to the referee's notebook alongside Caleb Yarenchi and Abdul Fatawu. It's a substitute. And Fernando Quintero is standing over it. It's 35 yards from goal, slightly central. Quintero is going to take it on. It's over the crossbar. Well, if they played the different kind of football that they usually play at this stadium, an extra 2 points. Instead, still just the one for Colombia, and that's a poor clearing header from Lukumi because it's straight to Yarenchi. And now Fatawu on the right hand side. Mojica has his hands full now. Fatawu tries to go on the outside. Mojica does really well. Gets a bit of an assistance from Lukumi. Time to pick his ball forward. Mojica finds Luis Suarez. It's almost a bicycle kick away. They've got the advantage, Ghana. Suarez backing into Derek Lucasen. Partey. Semenyo. There's Lerma. Diaz for Colombia. Trying to spin away down the left hand side. Infield to Jefferson Lerma. Bit of time and space now for the Colombia midfielder. Lerma towards the edge of the penalty area. Can't hit them. Instead we'll find Luis Diaz. The touch just left it behind him. And Seydu will poke it clear. And Fatawu, lovely turn to get away from Mojica. And Rios across. Takes him out. And the yellow card swiftly reduced by Clement Turpin for Richard Rios. Something approaching a professional foul. Tries to just shoulder barge him out the way there, but he's got his legs all tangled up and can't have a change ready and waiting. It's Ernest Nuama. Prince Adu as well is going to come on. Jordan Ayew passes the captain's armband over to Thomas Partey. We're also going to change personnel in midfield. Caleb Yarenchi comes off. So Nuama and Adu both on to add some firepower going forward. Both 22 years old, Ernest Nuama, regarded as one of Ghana's most promising offensive talents. One of many who have come through that Right to Dream Academy, joined Neil permanently after a successful stint in Denmark. Almost joined Fulham, but the deal collapsed in bizarre fashion when he disappeared during a scheduled medical examination. Apparently, his agent confirmed it's because he loved Leon so much. Or he wanted to leave in the first place. Prince Adu, you might remember his name from that famous game against England in the group stage. Involved in two contentious decisions. The first was when Jordan Pickford came flying out of his goal. Didn't get anywhere near the ball, but was given the foul. And then, probably the more clear-cut VAR intervention that didn't go Ghana's way. Ezri Konsa's famous challenge. Luis Diaz from range. That's against Lucasen. And over the crossbar from the Colombia corner. Journey back to full fitness for Prince Adu. Back in 2021, just before leaving for the Under-20 AFCON tournament, a horrible career-threatening ligament injury. He was sidelined for 2 years, but now at Victoria Pilsen, he's doing pretty well in European football. Quintero, left-footed ball, swung into the penalty area, and then Sanchez! It was on target, but not far enough away from Ati Ziggy. A really good chance for Colombia goes begging. A brilliant delivery, has to be said, from Juan Fernando Quintero. Given away by Lerma. Here's Partey. Nuama. Mensah. It's not a good ball. I think it was meant to be for Semenyo. Too much on it, but Mojica can watch that sail over the byline and in the process try and get a bit more for the crowd here. They need it, Colombia. Mojica over the top. Here's Luis Diaz down the left-hand side. Seydou trying to stay with him. Flag goes up though. Just a little bit late the pass to find Luis Diaz, who has the beating of Aliou Seydou. He did anyway. Lucasen. Back to the goalkeeper. Noah Poku. Route 1 stuff. Fatawu is going to get on the end of it despite the touch from Mojica. Right hand side of the penalty area. Abdul Fatawu into the box. Given away as Puerta got back. Seydou with a diving header. Partey bouncing away from challenges. Fatawu right hand side. Shifted onto his left. Swings it in there. Bit too much curl. Too close to Camilo Vargas. Holds onto it in his 6-yard box. Clever from Davinson Sanchez. Just to make sure that Ernest Nuama can't make a run on it. That's a leading line for Ghana. Nuama. On the side of him, Owusu. Here is Nuama. Semenyo on the left-hand side, Munoz backing away, Rios trying to tuck in to add to the numbers, and he gets it away, and here's Quintero. Looks for Suarez, holds it up near the edge of the centre circle. It's an intelligent choice there from Luis Suarez. Lerma. Now here's Quintero. Shot from an away out. Oh, not far away, from a long way from goal. From Juan Fernando Quintero. Absolutely battered this towards goal. As always, fading ever closer to Laurent Ziggy's goal. Would have been a special strike if that had got in. That's a free kick for the challenge by Luis Suarez on Lucasen. I'm not sure there's much in that, but Clement Turpin has a different view. Owusu, Seydu, Fatawu. Down this right hand side, infield to Partey. Looks for Fatawu again, gets his head to it. Mojica will react quickly. Diaz has not been fouled, but Seydu can't control it, so it will be a throw-in for Colombia. 5 minutes of normal time remaining, plus whatever the officials add on. Puerta goes to the ground, looking for a free kick, isn't going to get one. It was Nuama's challenge. Colombia turn away. It's Puerta. To his left is Diaz. Diaz with the switch out to the right hand side, taken down by Quintero. Now Lerma. Quintero all the way back to Vargas. John Lukumi slung out to the right hand side for Daniel Munoz. Munoz into the middle, Puerta was unmarked. Quintero looking for the killing blow now, Colombia. Here's Luis Diaz, the man that could apply it. Diaz into the penalty area. And it was Seydu in the way of the effort. He was looking for that far corner, Luis Diaz. Ghana still alive in this game. That's great work from Ernest Nuama, and it was Luis Diaz with the foul. Just stop his momentum. Probably took his side out of a bit of a hole there, because there are options in front of Ernest Nuama as well. Seydu to Lucasen. Into the middle of the park for Elisha Owusu. Semenyo spins away. Fatawu now right hand side. Onto his left, Fatawu. The referee blew for the free kick. It's Gustavo Puerta who's down. It was Antoine Semenyo who frustratedly to the contact from Gustavo Puerta initially. Seemed to just dump him on the ground there, Semenyo. He was spotted by Clement Turpin. You can understand why Antoine Semenyo isn't happy with the referee's decision. Fatawu got a shot away. It was a goal kick anyway, but will be a free kick just outside the penalty area for Colombia. Lukumi standing over it. The clock ticking away. Time running out for Ghana. I have to say, it's probably Colombia's biggest test of the tournament so far, especially this second half. Mensah. Back to Opoku. Gesturing downfield once players getting forward. Here's Mensah. It's not kept in play by Prince Adu. Inching ever closer here, Colombia. Sanchez's clearance. It's kept in play by Mensah. There he's up in the air from Lerma. Puerta. Seemed to come off his hand, but it was right under the nose of the referee, and he's happy for Ghana to continue. They've got the ball here with Lucasen. Owusu. Mensah. Owusu. Opoku towards the back post, the far side, the near side to our view. Mojica with the header away, and there's going to be a Colombia change here, and it's Luis Diaz who's going to come off. Champion Campas. A couple of boos from around the stadium to see their star turn depart, and Campas come on to replace him. Scored in the win over Uzbekistan on the first match day of the tournament. Munoz is down holding his head in the penalty area, and the referee blows the whistle to make sure he can be seen to. We've hit the 90-minute mark. Rios back to his feet. Six minutes of added time. Néstor Lorenzo looks panicked. Carlos Queiroz still poker-faced, with his hands on his hips. For all their pressing, winning the ball back in high areas, Ghana really haven't caused Camilo Vargas any problems, especially in this second half. Suarez with the layoff to Rios. Puerta. Campas low against Stadu. Quintero towards the back post. There was Rios arriving. Brilliant cross from Juan Fernando Quintero. It's a fairly hefty collision as well at the back stick between Rios and Mensah. Gets there first. He's headed the back of Mensah as well in the process. Not one or smart. Running repairs for Richard Rios. Gideon Mensah's going to need to get back on his feet quickly. If Ghana have any hope of scoring this equaliser, it will keep this game alive for them and probably force extra time of this period. And you wouldn't put it past them. They've applied themselves admirably. Continues to tick away. Free kick, goal kick I should say, has been taken. Long, straight down the middle, aimed at Ernest Duama. And Prince Adu. Vargas will pick it up. Colombia getting as far away from their goal as possible. Up towards Suarez. Bumps off Mensah, strong from Luis Suarez. Now Quintero. Munoz arriving. Quintero. Rios. Back to Quintero. Onto his left. Good ball towards Suarez. Goalkeeper was brave. Pushes it away. Mojica, left-hand side. Puerta. Campas. Puerta. Mojica. Lukumi. Sanchez. Back in their own half here, Colombia. Puerta. Lukumi. The allays come from the Colombian supporters. Puerta finds Quintero in the centre circle. Here is Munoz. Quintero. Rios. Quintero. Looks for Campas. Has he been in the offside trap? Campas maybe to finish it. Now it's a bounce. It got away from him. Couldn't really settle. Given away by Atizigi. Suarez. Rios wants it. Munoz. That's a tired pass from Luis Suarez. Possession maintained by Lerma near halfway. Helped down the touchline by Daniel Munoz. Can't do much more. Ghana back in possession. Here's the goalkeeper, Lawrence Atizigi. We have 90 seconds left to play. Goes long. Sanchez deals with it. Taken down. Brilliant first touch by Campas on the left-hand side. Still going. Campas. Runners around him. Suarez, one of them, will find Luis Suarez. Left edge of the penalty area. Suarez trying to find a shooting opportunity. Gets his shot away. Straight at Seydu. Now Puerta lines one up from a long way out. Clatters against Owusu. Mensah prevents the corner, but can't stop it going out of play for a throw-in. Munoz into Quintero. Now Rios. Low towards the near post. Shuffled away by the goalkeeper. Kept alive though by Apoku. One final roll of the dice remaining for Ghana. They've gone long. Sanchez away. Campas. They keep getting the ball back, Colombia. Here he is, left-hand side. Campas tries to catch the goalkeeper out of the near post. Gets in the way of that one. Seydu shepherds it away. Fatawu takes on Puerta, pulls him back. That'll be a free kick taken quickly. Thomas Partey in the centre of the park. Heavy touch from Nuama. Coming together in the middle. Davinson Sanchez down. And that might be that for Ghana. Nervous faces on the Colombian bench. This may well be the last kick of the game. Rios backwards. Sanchez. Vargas. Pumps it down the left-hand side. It's out of play for a throw-in. Clement Turpin will let them play on. Semenyo in. It's back to him. Partey. Lucasen, they're going the wrong way here, Ghana, and they've given it away. Suarez wins it back. Brilliant challenge from Luis Suarez. Colombia have the ball. Puerta. Quintero. Suarez. Puerta. Suarez. Puerta. Back to Mojica. Puerta. Mojica. Campas. Suarez against Fatawu, and still Ghana are allowed to continue. Sanchez gets there in front of Prince Sadu. Clement Turpin though blows the whistle. It is Colombia's night in Kansas City. A first half performance that's won the day for them. A goal from substitute Luis Suarez, who replaced the injured John Cordoba. It was a goal that needed. Ghana sparked into life. They gave so much in the second half, the Ghanaians, but they couldn't really test Camilo Vargas. For all their energy, their pressing and their determination, they never really made a dent on Vargas's goal. Sportsmanship on show as the Colombian players console the Ghanaians, who've put in a really brave showing here in Kansas City. It's not been quite the free-flowing Colombian football we've seen from the group stages, but it's been enough, and that's all that matters. They'll progress to the round of 16 to face Switzerland in Vancouver. For Ghana, they will head home. Some heroic performances this evening and throughout the tournament, but it's not been quite enough. Colombia will be a match for many in this tournament. Full time in Kansas City. It's Colombia who win the day. It's finished. Colombia 1, Ghana 0. Good night.
This is Nox Sports, your home for football energy, match talk, updates, reactions, and big game moments. From kickoff passion to final whistle drama, Nox Sports brings you the excitement, the analysis, and the sports vibe every fan deserves. Subscribe now to Nox Sports on YouTube. Nox Sports, where the game lives and the fans never sleep. Nox Sports. The game never end. This is Nox Sports, your home for football energy, match talk, updates, reactions, and big game moments. From kickoff passion to final whistle drama, Nox Sports brings you the excitement, the analysis, and the sports vibe every fan deserves. Subscribe now to Nox Sports on YouTube. Nox Sports, where the game lives and the fans never sleep. Nox Sports, the game never end. This is Nox Sports, your home for football energy, match talk, updates, reactions, and big game moments. From kickoff passion to final whistle drama, Nox Sports brings you the excitement, the analysis, and the sports vibe every fan deserves. Subscribe now to Nox Sports on YouTube. Nox Sports, where the game lives and the fans never sleep. Nox Sports, the game never end.
Nox Sports TV! Yeah, yeah. From the streets to the stadium lights. Everybody stand up! Let's go! Nox Sports TV! Yeah, yeah. From the streets to the stadium lights. Everybody stand up! Let's go! sky.